Welcome back, everybody, to Fourth and Wrong. I'm your host, Tyler Huck. With me, as always, Chris Marler. Chris, it's already week 11, buddy.
Dude, that sucks.
But we're not gonna wallow.
We're gonna swallow.
We don't swallow or wallow.
We spit. Whoop whoop. Roll Tide.
We're about to hit these parlays, brother.
Do you guys see the video from today?
From our guy on Instagram?
Yeah.
No, I don't follow him actually.
What the fuck, Tyler? Do you even care about anything? Do you care about anything besides your family, your kids, your job, being great in the community? Is there anything that you care about besides that selfish crap?
I don't care about sports anymore. I know that.
Y'all won last week by like a bazillion points.
Good. Now we'll keep Mike Norvell, and we'll have another season of this.
Okay. Well, I mean, that'll be
okay. We're not gonna wallow. We're not wallowing. We're not gonna worry about how bad the Falcons are after spending, 4 or 5 straight years on first-round picks. Still being bad on offense. We're not gonna wallow in that.
What happened here,
dude?
I tell you what, I've had a crazy week down here in Baton Rouge because we didn't do a show last week.
Yeah.
Which is my fault.
So let's talk about that. What's going on down there? It seems crazy.
I have high blood pressure, so I was in the hospital. And then Brian Kelly got fired. Equally big stories.
Better biz?
That's much better. God, you sound hot.
I don't know why it switches when we go live. It's done this 3 weeks in a row.
Should we just cancel the show?
Prabuza? Is it a Prabuza thing?
Prabuza.
All right. Anyways, so governor's involved, interim AD, fire the AD, interim AD is now the current AD. What's going on down there?
It is wild. It's wild. It like the AD thing was the weirdest part because like the governor's saying it. I just what's like genuinely what's weird down here, guys. And I'm not trying to like make like light of it or be funny or anything. I've never been in a state where this has ever happened. Like I've never heard of that happening where the state in this day and age where the governor is like, no, I'm doing this. And it's what I say goes, blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, the governor was asked about it when he was at a SNAP benefits press conference. Like they were like, Governor,
who the AD is going to be or who the coach is going to be or what?
Somebody mentioned Scott Woodward's name. Why is this? Why am I blurry? Oh boy.
I love it.
This sucks.
This is so fun. Yeah.
All I did was sit there. Is that better? What's happening?
Yeah. No, you got to get it right up there. As close as you can get. That's when it's clear.
Okay. Well, I don't know. It was in focus.
Closer. Yeah, there you go. See? Perfect.
Hey guys, so anyway, this is fucking bullshit. What is happening right now? Prabuza, what's happening? All right, we're back. So anyway, guys, here's the deal. We're live.
It just means more.
Blair Witch Project.
Okay.
I'm so scared. So anyway, we're out here in the fields, and here's basically what's going on. I'm reporting live from the ground here. As you can tell from behind me, a lot of fighting going on here in Baton Rouge. Thank you, Doc E-Rock. Anyway, a lot of
look at those teeth. It's pearly whites.
They're pretty white.
They are. They look good.
One fell out, but we don't talk about that right now. Anyway, so this whole like the governor comes in and is like, well, I would let Donald Trump make the hire before I even let Scott Woodward make the hire. And it was like, yeah, we're talking about kids not being able to eat with SNAP benefits. So like, what do you say about that? And he's like, and another thing about I don't even know what SNAP benefits are. I'll be honest with you.
So is that a Cajun accent or does he have a speech impediment?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So he then waited on that, and then the AD quit or was fired the next day, and then like
I guess. What were your thoughts on that, by the way? Because I mean, obviously football, everyone's talking about he gave Jimbo that huge contract, and then he, doubled down on this with the Brian Kelly thing.
Right.
But then the argument could be made, like all these other sports at LSU are really good. Now football is all that matters, but like Jay Johnson was a fantastic hire. Obviously,
Yeah.
you got the
From Arizona.
women's basketball coach, Kim Mulkey.
They're up 61-6 at half, by the way.
Oh, nice.
It's
Okay, so like, you want me to get into women's basketball? Not you, but just the Royal.
kind of.
Like, but it's like,
I just want you to be happy.
can we get a little bit more of a like football's become, where we spread talent across the board, so we don't have these 75-7 at the half scores. Like, that's it. How could anybody watch that and have fun?
Well,
male or female?
That's true. I mean, it's funny. It is funny. Like the scores themselves are fucking hysterical. Like they won by 102 last week. Yeah. And also the teams are playing. I'd rather
just see that in a tweet than have to watch the entire thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, definitely retweet the tweet for sure. But no, so anyway, the Scott Woodward thing I think was odd because it's like I get the Brian Kelly part of it, but he from what I was told around here, and I don't know all the ins and outs of this place, nobody seemed shocked that this was the way all this went down. Like nobody seemed like it was a abnormal thing. Am I still fucking blurry? Abnormal thing for this to be happening. And that's wild to me because it's very abnormal. And then I went to that press conference for Burge Osbury on Friday, and I wasn't even thinking. And I just took a picture, posted what he said, and it was like, "We're not broken. We are LSU." And I didn't realize that the front of the podium had a purple like tablecloth, and they never ironed it.
Oh,
and so it was just like this fucking wrinkled, like horrible looking tablecloth. Everyone's like, "What the fuck is going?" And of course, I never noticed it, but everyone had a field day with that. It's just been a while.
And then it makes it way worse when you're like, "We're not broken, man."
Right?
The shirt's like all wrinkled and shit.
Yeah,
I haven't shaved in
2
weeks.
I don't know. It's been wild. It'll be interesting to see this week. I think we'll talk about that game for sure. Florida State won. That feels like it's a good thing.
No. I mean, I'm never gonna root for them to lose. Obviously, it just seems like
this fucking bullshit.
The most perfect thing to happen. And when I say perfect, I mean the worst thing to happen. We just run the table, and it's like, well, hey, look. Granted, we did lose to Stanford, who's probably the worst Power 5 team or Power 4 team.
Yeah.
Granted, we lost to Virginia, who I know they're ranked whatever in the top 15, but Virginia's smoke and mirrors. They're not that good. Got crushed by a Miami team who's not very good. So, I mean, like, I don't want them to lose ever, but it's like I'm kind of hoping they don't rattle off a few wins here at the end of the season so we can just move on. I know it's a crazy cycle. I'm not sure that we'd even be in the market for the highest paid coaches anyways, just because I don't think that's the move they need to make next. And really in college football, it could be argued, like, is it worth it to pay somebody like $15 million a year, or just get like an up and coming coordinator and then build like an NFL type back office behind him that like handles all the NIL, transfer portal, all that shit, and just this guy is a great recruiter. That's all he does. He coaches and recruits. I think that's the way to handle it, especially if you're a team like Florida State who just got done paying a massive buyout and now is going to have to pay another one.
It feels like it's an endless cycle unless you get it right, because in this day and age, like what's good enough to have somebody have like any sort of job security or longevity in their career? It's like, 8 wins is great, but it's not good enough for us. So we have to move on from this and figure out. And it's like, it does feel like it's a never ending cycle. I've said this since 2020 or before, that like money's not real in college football. It's becoming closer and closer to being real, because it's like, it is like the amount that people are paying. Like I thought Auburn got off pretty good, I guess, with the Hugh Freeze thing.
What was that?
Like 18 million.
Yeah, that's kind of shocking. It was that low, to be honest.
Well, but that was one of the reasons they hired him, because it was like he had very little leverage considering his past, and they're giving him a second chance at this program. Right. That it made sense from both sides. The other part of it, like Auburn fans got all fucking butthurt about it, but it was like, well, they've had 3 coaches in the last 6 years they've had to pay buyouts to, or 5 years, and it's like, They paid him $53 million. LSU is supposed to pay Brian Kelly $53 million. They are not going to pay him $53 million. But yeah, like the way that you set all these things up, that's also interesting. I think you're going to start seeing some Klarna shit. I think you're going to start seeing deals that I would have made. Like, listen, you can pay $50 million, or you can pay me 40 right now instead of the 50. Like, I think you're going to see people build those into like some plans, because that's why Mark Stoops has a job, because he has like, they owe him $31 million and they owe half of it in the first 30 days. And they're like, we're not going to fucking do that.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see the first hire that happens. I mean, like, do you think LSU is going to go all out for Kiffin?
They're going to offer Kiffin. I think the thing that's interesting is there's like some fucking Ole Miss fans that are out of their minds saying that like he's worth $20 million. It's like, no, he's not. No, he's not. Like no coach is worth that.
He's never won a title. He's never what
made the playoff.
I mean, Kirby doesn't make 20.
No, he makes 13. Yeah. Like I think that after the governor stepped in, what I think Jeff said this to me earlier, it's like that's the best job in college football at LSU. And then it quickly became not the best job because the governor had to make it into a fucking clown show. And it's just so stupid. I think what pissed me off more than anything, Tyler, is that he didn't have what do you call it? He didn't have enough what was the word I'm looking for here? Like, he didn't say anything factual in what he was talking about. Like, he didn't say anything factual about what he was talking about. He was like, yeah, you know, they're got the taxpayers are going to pay for this. And then there's also this part because like they have the same agent. And it's like, no, they have different agents. The taxpayers are not going to pay for this. They've never had to pay for this. And he's going on like Pat McAfee, and like we had him on our show with Matt. Like, he had on AFR, and he was like, it was fucking wild. He made a comment, Tyler, about how he thought the biggest travesty is like they weren't a winning program. They weren't even going to be in contention for the bowl championship series.
Oh yeah, I did hear that. Yeah,
like so that part was very surprising to me. I think that they'll go after Kiffin. I think if you're Kiffin, you stay put. What I've heard is that it's him, Lincoln Riley, and Eli Drinkwitz are the top three down there.
Well, I did hear Josh Pate drop a little nugget. Did you see that?
I heard about this about like a week ago from somebody at Florida, and I was like, I'm not gonna fucking say a word about this because I don't feel like that's a wild thing to just say. And then Pate said it, and I was like, okay, now we can probably talk about it. But yeah, that's like it's a very real.
Interesting. I mean, how would you feel about that?
Ooh, I'm gonna gain 100 pounds after the wedding. Who is this?
Nice. Did Perbuza just ban?
Did you ban somebody?
Hell yeah. Dude, Booza was always the enforcer.
I love it, dude.
He's always been the enforcer.
Buddy, I'll gain 100 pounds before the wedding. What the fuck are you talking about? Don't challenge me.
That was nice.
No, I think that Kiffin he's not worth 20 million. I think that this whole realignment stuff and like the issue with what LSU's had happen, I think you kind of recalibrate where your head's at in terms of like he has the longest leash at Ole Miss. He has the longest leash there. Now there are people here in Baton Rouge that have said they are prepared if they want to go after a big coach. They're prepared to go after somebody in the process of buying out Kelly, all the other coaches, and the entire thing of hiring a new person. They are prepared to have a budget of 100 to 115 million to pay for that if need be. But there's also a very strong case to go after somebody like Kelvin Shepard, Joe Brady, where they're already making like, I think Brady's making 1.8 million at the Bills. And so you could probably offer him 5 and then still not
That's
have
what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's a good spot.
Dude, the game's crazy right now. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at the top 25 where number 2 is Indiana.
Yeah.
Okay, number 7, BYU. Like number 8, Texas Tech, Virginia, Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech. Like the game has changed where I don't think you need a $15 million coach to go out and at least make the playoff.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I think for LSU, even a guy like Summerall would be great. I mean, he's got SEC experience. I mean, he's clearly done very well at both Troy. Like, he built Troy, and then he took over a good Tulane team and sustained what they had going, like I think he'd be a good candidate. Like I don't think you have to, but then again, in the SEC, it just means more. I don't think Summerall would be good enough for the fan base there.
Well, what's weird about the LSU thing too, I didn't know this either, is that they have a very real hang up on the fact that like this is you can't hire somebody from a lesser school in the state. LSU is the premier school. There's 13 schools, I think, in state of Louisiana, like La Tech, UL Monroe, Tulane, ULL.
You're not going to name all 14, are you?
I don't think I know what they are anyway. But like, but I think that I appreciate you saying. But I don't think that they're good enough. That would be such a downplay or a downgrade from in their eyes, something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Do you want to play a game of predicting where they go?
That was the whole thing with Napier back in the day. Like when he was at Louisiana, they were like, we would never stoop to that level.
Right.
Which I guess, well, the guy they picked and the guy and Napier, neither one turned out. But dude, it's just so crazy. Like, yeah, naming all the Louisiana schools. Like sitting there thinking too, like you're stuck on like 6.
Oh, I knew one of them. I knew Southeastern. Southeastern is the other.
Yeah. But then and like I just named those schools on the surprise good side, and then you look at a team like Florida State last year or Penn State this year, 3 wins when they had all these guys come back. I think about a team like Penn State or Clemson this year, even worse than Florida State last year. Because at least last year, Florida State lost all their good players, and they were trying to recreate what they had in the portal, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Penn State and Clemson, like they returned everyone they had, especially on offense. And neither one of their offenses are that good. Clemson's defense, they got Tom Allen from Penn State. Everyone thought that was a great hire, and me included.
Yeah.
Their defense has been terrible. Penn State hired Jim Knowles, right?
$3 million a year.
So, I mean, you don't need a $15 million coach. That's all I'm saying.
I think you're right. And also, I think in this day and age, dude, how many times do you talk about the Jimmies and the Joes versus the X's and the O's? We've talked about that forever. Like it's like, it's more Jimmies and Joes, the X's and O's. Like each had the most recruits. So it's like we've all abided by that principle that that's a real factual thing. So why would you go pay someone? Like I'll say this. You know who I have more love and respect for Nick Saban than any person maybe in my life. He's not even in my life. But I mean, like, Nick Saban, I will hold on the highest pedestal of all time from a coaching standpoint. There's rumors that he was like, they're going to call him and they're going to offer him $20 to $25 million for 3 years. And then, so listen, I will tell you this. What's up, Charlie?
$25 million a year? For
20 to $25 million a year. And I will tell you without hesitation, there was a call made and there was a conversation that was had. Mm-hmm. And he's not going to come to LSU, but like, I don't know if those are the ins and outs of it.
Tallahassee, baby.
Big Dick Nick coming down to Tallahassee, baby. But I think that you make that call, and I think that's a good business decision. It's like is it worth it if he comes back and then figure it out? But here's the other part too. If you give that guy 3 years and he doesn't win, which he only won one in his last 6 years, like it's a phenomenal clip. Went in 2018. 2020, 2021, playoffs in 2023. But like, you're putting so much investment into you better fucking win a national title in 3 years. Otherwise, this is all for nothing.
I mean, I guess you could, but didn't he leave the game because he hates what it is today anyways?
Pretty much, yeah.
So
why would he come back?
Well, besides the money, I mean, obviously, like you pay him that money and it's like, how bad does he even really want to be there? I mean,
at 74 years old.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So, I mean, there's other 74-year-olds out there killing it right now. Think about Bill Belichick or Pete Carroll.
Big win.
All right. Should we get into the slate this week? I'm not seeing the board as well as it did last week, but I think there's some that I like.
Wait, how about this? Let's play a real quick game of just matchmaker of who you think goes where. So let's bring Paboose in, and he's going to say, oh, no. Let's bring Paboose back in. Stop being a bitch. So stay there.
All right.
So you say a school that has an opening, we'll start the SEC for sure, and then we'll just real quick we'll tell them who think goes there.
Texas.
They already have a coach. You don't get the fuck out. All right, we're done. Yeah, you know what? We gotta fire him, dude. We can't afford anybody new. That's the problem. Just joke, how do we? How do I?
All right, so Arkansas. Oh man, Arkansas.
The guy from Memphis. I actually think Petrino ends up being the hire.
I kind of hope the guy from Memphis takes it, and then Memphis is like, "Hey, Mike Norvell,
run it back."
Yeah. Nobody owes a buyout. Florida State's like, you know what? You don't even owe us anything. Just take him.
It's so bad.
Yeah. So yeah, that one makes the most sense. I mean, I remember when Arkansas opened up before Pittman was hired, there was the thought that Norvell was going to come from Memphis that time. You know, I guess regionally kind of recruit the same areas and stuff like that. So, and Silverfield's done a good job in Memphis. I don't know that Arkansas fans would be excited about that, but
I don't know what would make them excited at this point, though.
Yeah. Auburn. Summerall.
I think Summerall, but I'll tell you the other thing too. I said this the other day. Keep an eye out for Kenny Dillingham. He's going to go somewhere because he is not getting anywhere close to the amount of resources he wants at Arizona State. I think he's going to end up being on like if LSU swings and misses on the first 2 or 3, he is a viable option. I think in what do you call it, in Baton Rouge.
Dude, you want to talk about a culture fit? Like with his personality at LSU?
Oh, it would be awesome.
It would be unbelievable. Like I think that would work well, I think.
Yeah. And I will say I think DJ Durkin ends up getting it. Because here's the thing. Second chance Durkin. Yeah, the guy that killed the guy.
I know who he is.
But I mean, he got in trouble for throwing Snickers at his players for being too fat.
It's honestly a pretty sweet move.
Yeah. Allie does that to me all the time. No, I think he ends up going there, and then I think that I'm sorry, I think Durkin gets a job there because they're going to get him on the cheap.
Who's going to go to Florida? Drinkwitz?
I think it's Lincoln Riley, or I think it's.
Wait, I thought you were saying Lincoln Riley was going to LSU.
No, Florida.
Oh shit.
Yes. I was told Lincoln Riley a little over a week ago, but I was specifically told Lincoln Riley at Florida, not Lincoln Riley at LSU.
Oh, okay.
It came out, and I think everyone assumed it's at LSU, but after what happened last time, that's a tough sell.
Damn, dude, Lincoln Riley at Florida. Well, at least I know they'd never have a defense, which is nice. But damn, that would suck a little bit. I don't know. I guess he does a good job recruiting. That's really kind of what matters.
Yeah.
I don't know. The USC is just now, I feel like, establishing himself in the top 25 after how many years he's been there.
Mm-hmm.
Still
a lot of season left too.
Okay, what other schools? Penn State.
There. Drinkwitz is a viable option there.
That's what I didn't realize he was from Pennsylvania.
Makes sense. He's got a couple of Amish tendencies, I feel like.
He does. He looks like an Amish guy.
He seems like the kind of person that has like an abacus, just for fun.
Do you think anyone will try to get Clark Lee?
I do. I think they will. I don't think he's a great fit for anywhere. Like that turnaround at Vandy took for fucking ever.
I know. And it's like, what's going to happen when Pavia leaves kind of deal?
Well, but they also signed like 87 25-year-olds.
Right.
And then it turned it around. Like, I think he's also a guy that's like, if I'm South Carolina, I'm going after the fucking offensive coordinator immediately. Somebody's probably going to like, that's the next iteration.
Just go get Jerry Kill.
Who?
Jerry Kill, the guy that.
Jerry Kill. Just eating fucking ice cream.
Yeah. Well, he's the guy that brought Pavia to Vandy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just go get him. Maybe Pavia comes back for another year,
Actually, you never know at this point.
What do you think about the slate this week? It's a little, for late in the season, it's a little weak.
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams on bye, like across the country.
Indiana Penn State is like was supposed to be a pretty big one. Mizzou A&M was supposed to be a little bit bigger, but they have like the injuries at quarterback.
Right.
That's interesting because both those teams are on bye.
And even LSU Bama, like LSU just fired their coach. It's just like, well, that makes that game kind of who knows what's going to happen.
No one's talking about it enough, and I'm starting to get worried.
Alex Atkins is a terrible OC though.
Yeah, but so I've said this for a bunch. If we want to start with the Bama game, we can. The other one I was going to say earlier, by the way, Clemson Florida State is wild that no one's talking about that.
Nobody.
I mean, I get why, but like,
yeah, no, I get why too. But I mean, it's crazy that's just Clemson to me is crazy. I mean, I had them in the championship game.
Yeah, same. Like on paper, they still have like 3 top 15 picks on defense, and they just give up 45 fucking points
to Duke. I mean, it's crazy. The BYU Texas Tech game, I actually think that's going to be a good game.
It's weird. It's a 10-point line, and
I know.
Texas Tech is 8-1 against the spread this year.
Yeah,
I got some nuggets.
We'll talk about it.
Here, lead the way, Tyler. Lead the way. I'll shut up. Go ahead. I'm excited.
All right. Okay, so a game that I'm excited about, because I think it's a very interesting spot, is the 12 noon.
That's the other one. Nicholls State is the other Louisiana school. I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, yeah. McNeese.
Go ahead.
All right. Georgia, number 5, going into Mississippi State. It's a noon game. Spread right now, at least earlier today, was Mississippi State +9 at home. This is not a game that I think like, watch out, Georgia. Here comes the upset. Yeah. It's just one of those. Georgia to me this year is that team that like maybe losing at some point during the game, or they're definitely not winning as much as you would think, but ultimately they're going to pull the game out and win. It's just I still am not as impressed with them as I guess I wasn't really expecting to be, because I didn't know what Gunner was going to be, and he's been pretty good. I mean, pissed me off that he kneeled. I know he's a damn good dog for doing it. But
DGD, baby.
Doesn't help me with the betting line.
No, it didn't.
So Mississippi State obviously has been, I think, much better than expected this year. Even in some of these games, like maybe they don't have a ton of wins, but like they took Texas to overtime, and
Tennessee to
overtime. Who else did they recently play close?
They blew it against Florida.
Yes, Florida. Yeah, exactly.
It could be 8-1, dude.
Like, it's crazy. And so they're at home. It's a 11 a.m. local game. Georgia's got to go on the road. Who's Georgia got next week? Texas?
Yeah.
There's a little sleepy spot.
Sleepy.
I like Mississippi State here. I don't, it's just a kind of a scenario that I like more so than anything.
Yeah.
So I like Mississippi State to cover the 9. And give me the over too. Georgia's defense, man. I'm not impressed.
So here's something for you. I love the first half spread. I think it's like 10.5 or 7.5. I want to say. I love that, and let me tell you why. Because I got some numbers for you, Tyler.
Thanks for coming out, James O'Quinn.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen that guy. He looks great, by the way, in the chat. Let me tell you a number. Okay,
interesting thing to point out.
Georgia is playing Mississippi State.
Yeah. Okay.
Guess how much of the public money is on Georgia?
75%.
Total money is on Georgia's point spread. Now the point spread has risen to 9.5. It's currently at 9 now. But do you want to know how much of the the point spread money is on Georgia?
75%.
3%.
3% of the money is on Georgia.
I'm looking at it right now on Action Network. 27% of the bets, 3% of the money.
Okay. So that's all public money then, right?
No, that's some sharp money too. It's just the total number of or total amount of money.
Okay. So what are you saying here?
He says, I don't know, Tyler. I thought you'd be smart enough to fucking decipher it for me. I don't know what these numbers mean.
You just said the number, expecting me to then decipher that.
I thought you would have like an aha moment. I'd be like, yeah, I know, right? That's crazy.
All right, what's the numbers?
3%.
3% of the money is on Georgia.
Let me read this again. You ready? So this is I'm reading on Action Network right now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm with Evan in the chat. Like I thought the game opened at -8.
No, it opened at 7.5 and it rose to it's at currently
Okay,
at
so that's even more of the point. Like 3% of the money's on Georgia, and all of a sudden the line's at 9.5.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make any sense.
73% of the bets are on Mississippi State. 97% of the money is on Mississippi State. It says sharp action is on Georgia. Big money is on Mississippi State.
Okay. What's your pick?
Probably Georgia.
Okay, so you think they cover the spread?
I think it's close in the beginning. Mississippi State is top 10 in the country. I probably should open with this number because I know what it means. They're top 10 in the country in first quarter points per game against FCS opponents. It's like 9.56 points per game in the first quarter. Georgia is around like 96th. They've had a lot of slow starts. I don't know why. And they're on the road. Also, here's another fact too. Mississippi State's 8-1 against the spread. That's tied for best overall in all of FBS, along with Texas Tech and someone else. I don't say like Cincinnati. So it feels like Mississippi State is like the correct play, but I also just feel like they're coming off a huge win. They finally got a win at Arkansas. Georgia's also coming off a big win, but they're a better team, and I don't feel like you're going to have a letdown spot. It's an 11 a.m. kick too, so it's not like the cowbells will be that crazy.
All right, so you're taking Georgia. I'm taking Mississippi State. We're head to head on that one, and I'm going over on that game too. I think a lot of points.
Only 4% of the over number is under 2%.
Is bro you even using Vison?
What does that mean?
I don't know. All right, another big one in the SEC. 3:30, number 3 Texas A&M going into number 22 Missouri. Missouri is a 7-point underdog at home.
Yeah.
Total is 47.5.
I'll look up some useless numbers for that game too and tell you about them here in a second if you want them.
I think this is just a pure vibes play. Everybody's been talking about A&M a lot recently, especially after some of their big momentum wins, and everyone's like, Missouri, they got this freshman quarterback. He's actually kind of good.
Yeah, Matt Zollers.
Yeah, he's a true freshman. I get it, but I mean, what I think he came in. What did he make one start? 20 of 30 for 213 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, not bad. They've got one of the best running backs in the country. I'm not saying that they're going to beat A&M, but it just seems this is a pure vibes play, Chris. This is the vibes play of the week, as we do every week.
The
vibes. You know the vibes play. We've been doing.
Everyone does that. We've been doing that. Roll vibes. So
yeah. I just think Missouri covers the spread. I think it'll be close. A&M, maybe it's just a couple turnovers, have a little problem on the road. It's one of those games that they've got to get through to get to where they're trying to go. Even though it's ranked, I mean, it's a tough game, but it's just a backup QB. But I'll still take Missouri, cover the spread. I kind of like the over because A&M's defense isn't great.
Yeah, I agree with that. I will also tell you, I have seen this drop down to 5.5 in some places, and you know how I fucking feel about a 5.5 point spread. Mizzou coming off the bye, A&M coming off the bye. It's in Como, which I love. I think the biggest thing I think you're right about is which team comes out more focused out of the bye. I love Mike Elko. I also feel like Drinkwitz, it's backs against the wall. They have to win out if they're gonna have a chance to make the playoff. I don't think he's letting any outside noise in, so I think they keep it close. I do think a true freshman quarterback against Mike Elko is a tough sell for me. And they might be able to put up points, especially early when they're more on script and all that kind of stuff. I have zero doubt in my mind that at the end of this game, though, A&M will pull away. I actually think they're going to cover, and I'm going to hate it the entire time. Because Tyler, it's going to be a 6-point game the entire fucking time, and then he will have a strip sack late in the fourth quarter, and they will end up turning it into a touchdown or like and win by 14. It'll be something stupid like that. I feel like.
I could definitely see that. Thanks for putting that in the air.
Not bad.
Any thoughts on like the Auburn Vandy game? Because I find it interesting that Vandy. So Freeze is gone. Who's the interim? Durkin. 6.5 point. Vandy's at home. Less than a touchdown favorite against Auburn, who presumably, I don't know who's calling the plays. I don't know what's going on there, but
they didn't know that year before though, so it's like
that's fair.
It's weird because dude, Vandy still has all their playoff hopes in front of them. It does feel like in 1 week everyone forgot about them. Like this is a big game. Like this is a really big game. Here's the one thing I do know. I don't know who covers in this game. I do know that Vanderbilt has a better quarterback by a long shot. They have probably they don't have a better defense, but they have a very good and capable defense, and they have a much better offense that doesn't turn the ball over a lot, that doesn't like put themselves in bad position, stuff like that. Like Auburn does all those things, and they're on the road, and it's in a fucking horrible environment where you can't really get super fired up. I don't know if their fans are going to travel for it, but I just like this is the only team in the entire fucking SEC besides Texas that Vandy has an all-time 500 or better winning record against is Auburn. The all-time record is 22-1. I think Vandy wins. I think they cover. I think you see some very inspired football for the first quarter, first half. Maybe they're doing dumb oopty-doop bullshit on offense and throwing like reverse screens or reverse wide receiver passes and shit like that. I don't know. But like I just think that Vanderbilt is a much better football team and they're at home and they have way more on the line.
I don't really have any interest in like covering the Florida Kentucky game. All I'll say is just give me the under. I mean, Florida actually, their defense is actually still pretty good, and they still try hard, even though they don't have a coach. Like the interim's, is he still out too for punching the guy? We don't know, right? Who's coaching them? Oh, Billy Gonzalez.
Yeah,
Billy Gonzalez. That's right. So their defense is still playing hard. Kentucky's offense is horrible. Vice versa on Florida, their offense, like all the receivers are hurt now.
Yeah.
I know the total is 44.5. But I still like the under. Other than that, I don't know, dude. What a bullshit game.
So how about this? How about Kentucky has lost? They have won 4 times against Florida in the last 39 years. 3 of the 4 have come in the last 4 years. 4 total wins since 1987. 3 of those 4 have come in the last 4 games. So it's on the road. Florida they're a supremely talented team. I will say Cutter Boley's been a lot better. He's been a lot better as a QB over the past couple of games. I have to say Florida, I think that like after what we saw last week, especially, they're gonna be able to control the clock. They don't do dumb shit like turn the ball over. They're a better team. Even they have 13 players out in this game. Kentucky has 8, by far the most in any matchup in the SEC. I think Florida gets it done though.
Last game to cover in the SEC here, 7:30 ABC game. LSU goes in Tuscaloosa. Number 4 Alabama. Bama currently a 10-point favorite. Total 49.5.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you right now. I think Bama rolls here. I mean, I just don't see a scenario where LSU's like goes in. Like if it was a home game and they just fired Kelly and it's like, oh, we've got all this relief, and now maybe you go on the road and maybe that's all the relief you need. Get away from Baton Rouge and you're done with your coach, play free. I get that angle, but I just think Bama is a very good team. I know they can't run the ball, but their offense is still very good. Ty Simpson, I got to imagine, is going to be in New York at this point, barring something crazy. And I just don't – LSU, I haven't seen it all year. They still can't run the ball. No. I guess Nussmeier, I don't know if he's hurt, but he's just – I mean, we were talking about the Saints taking him with the number 1 overall pick at the beginning of the year. And it's like I feel like I've barely even seen him play. like no like highlights, anything. Like
they're not on the field a lot. And when he's running for his life. I mean, so it's like, I think you're right. I do think there's gonna be an interim coach bump. I think they're gonna listen. I've brought up this stat a bazillion times, and I'll continue to do so. Bama owns LSU in general, and they own them in LSU in Louisiana more than any other team I think ever has. Like they've had 6 losses there since 1957. LSU playing away from home is a much better, I think, thing for them as a team than playing at home, because that's also, you've created this environment now where it's a very apathetic crowd. They're all like frustrated. They leave early. They're booing. So now you get to go to Tuscaloosa, and at least have a crowd that's going to stay in it, and you have a chance to shut them up. We're going to do our best bets after this, right?
Yeah, these are some of my best bets, but yeah, I've got more.
Because I have 3 from this game that I think will be good. 2 of our props, but I think this matchup, the one thing I keep saying about Bama is I don't feel like I don't feel like any team has lined up and run the football consistently at them the way they should. Georgia got away from it late in that game. I thought, I thought that Vanderbilt did the same thing. I thought Mizzou, I mean, Ahmad Hardy had 11 carries for like 48 yards going into the 4th quarter in that game against Mizzou, and he ended up with 12 carries for 52 yards. Like they went away from their bread and butter. Tennessee never really got a chance to do that. I feel like LSU is horrible at running the football, but they're also, the interim coach has been very vocal this week, Frank Wilson, about that they are going to be intentional about trying to establish the run, and they're going to do it early. Bama's rush defense is not great. They're like, they give like 4.5 yards a carry. It's ranked pretty low. Their strength is in the secondary. So I think you're going to see more intent to run the football. And the interim coach, by the way, was the running backs coach. So that's what I think you'll see from them. The other thing is what Bama does. Bama can't run the football. Like, they cannot run the football. They don't do it well. I don't know if they're going to have all of a sudden great success doing it against LSU. I'm not saying they will or won't. I don't know. But they do throw the ball a fuck ton. And if there's one strength of this LSU team, regardless of who the coach is or who's hurt or whatever else, it is pass defense and the secondary, because they are loaded with Mansour Delane. The safeties are 2 of the best, probably the best tandem in the country. They are very, very good in the secondary. So I think you're going to see a struggle early. I think it's going to be a lot closer than I'm comfortable with or that I want to see. They are at home, and I feel like they will pull it out, but I feel like it's going to be fucking miserable, dude.
Yeah, for you, definitely. Quickly, the one ranked matchup in the Big Ten, number 9 Oregon goes to number 20 Iowa. Oregon is a 6.5 point favorite on the road, total 41.5. I like the over in this game. I get it. I mean, Iowa's defense, whatever, but Oregon's one of the most talented teams in the country, and I'd like to say that they're probably going to cover this game as well. But Iowa's offense is still not great, but it's not what it has been in the past. So I think at home, 3:30 game, I think they could rise up and score enough points to go over the 41.5. That's a pretty low total. I mean, I think that's the lowest total of the week. That side was Stanford UNC, which so I think Oregon's got enough firepower on offense to score enough points to go over that total.
Okay.
And I mean, 6.5 points. I don't know. I probably wouldn't take a side, because Kinnick Stadium, everything about Iowa, just that screams like stay away from that.
Yeah.
But Oregon is a much, much, much more talented team than Iowa.
Who was Oregon's lost to? Indiana at home? There's something about what they do on the road, it feels like, where they get real excited about getting away from Alton and going to shut up an entire stadium. I don't think they're going to be super freaked out about playing in front of 80,000 people. It might even be less than that. Like, I don't think. Now, if the game continues to go on and Iowa can like drag them down into the muck and get this into some shitty looking, low scoring game, then yeah, like the longer that plays, like the better I would feel for Iowa. But I'm with you. I think Oregon wins. I think they cover the spread. I think it's probably close, but I think 7 is not a bad spot for them to win.
No particularly like ranked compelling matchups in the ACC. Obviously, Florida State goes to Clemson. Clemson opened as a 2.5-point favorite. I think they dipped down to 1.5 at this point.
Yeah.
Dude, this is like a battle of just sheer terrible when it comes to the situation for both these teams. Florida State hasn't won a road game since 2023.
Right.
I believe that the streak now for Clemson. This can't be right, but I want to say it is 9 straight home games to Power 4 teams they've lost.
I think it's 7.
7?
Or 6, yeah.
And then that includes, obviously this isn't a Power 4 game, but where they were down to Troy like 17-0 at home.
Yeah,
and
they were also down big to Duke, 28-7.
So I'm too close to the situation. I'm willing to recognize that. This feels like an opportunity for Clemson to say, if not now, like quitting on Dabo, like one last effort. You at least have a big logo coming in home. It's a conference rival, no matter how bad both of us are. Let's get up and win this game. And Florida State's been so bad on the road that they're so inconsistent. They're so hot and cold. It's not going to surprise me at all if they looked very good last week. They come out and look terrible next week on the road. I don't trust them enough. I think they're a better team than Clemson is.
Yeah.
But every close game that they're in, they lose. So what makes me think if they're in a close game with Clemson that they're going to win it?
I think that's fair. I think it's really fair. The funniest thing I have seen anywhere on Action Network earlier today, this line, it had to be a typo. I mean, it had to be a typo, but it
was 12.5 in the offseason.
But it said plus 1.5 now. And it had both teams listed at plus 1.5.
Yeah, that's obviously a typo.
I mean, it just was.
Yeah. That's good, though. It's like neither one of these people really should be technically favored to win a game.
I will pull for Florida State harder than any other game, I think, of the past 2 years. This is gonna be awesome. I need you guys to fucking pick up the slack for Bama to have like not such a black eye with the loss to you guys. But also, dude, like Clemson, they could not look worse. Like they couldn't look more beatable, and they couldn't look more like no matter who's playing quarterback, no matter again, they have 3 bona fide first rounders, 2 top 10 defensive linemen, and they're giving up 46 points to Duke. And Mensa's a good quarterback. Mensa is a lot like Castellanos, man. It's a similar type of player, I feel like. And so I don't know, man. Maybe this is a Gus Malzahn special, and he's just in his fucking bag, because that's the one thing too is I don't think the thing that's beating Clemson anymore is like lack of talent, clearly, because they have talent everywhere. But the thing that's beating them more than anything is I just don't think Dabo cares enough to change what he's doing. I think he's so fucking stubborn and arrogant that he's just like, there is no reason for us to change anything that we have done and do anything differently, regardless of the outcome. And that's fucking wild, man.
Dude, it's crazy. I mean, after every loss, he gets into a press conference and he starts getting mad at everybody. He's like, basically saying like, what I've done for you guys around here, like, I win. You guys are idiots for thinking that we suck, because I'm like 6 years ago we won championships. So it's like, dude, that would scare the shit out of me if I was a Clemson fan hearing that. Like, you're really digging in on this, huh? Like,
yeah,
we weren't good last year either. Like, we got the playoffs because the ACC is terrible.
The scary thing is too, man, he got a new coordinator on defense and a new coordinator on offense in the past 2 years, and it's like he got players from the portal. He finally did the whole like, no, I'm fine, I'm doing it, I'm changing, and then it's gone so bad so quickly. Shoot team.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I was unbiased, I would think that Florida State could go in there and win the game, but I just yeah. And then in the Big 12, obviously BYU, number 7 BYU at number 8 Texas Tech. Texas Tech 10.5-point favorite, like we said before. Total 52.5. Every time I've bet against BYU, they've proved me wrong. They have a quarterback that wears a stupid number.
47.
I mean, I think so. For all the talk about like, you can't just be these teams. I think you can have these teams that are flashes like Texas Tech,
Yeah.
where it's like their entire team was just purchased out of the portal, and I mean, both their offense and their defense are top 10 in the country.
Yeah.
SP plus.
What?
SP plus has them as the 4th best team in the country. So,
Damn.
yeah, behind Ohio State, Indiana, and Texas A&M. Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know any of that.
No, Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon, Texas Tech, number 4. So they're a very good team. Obviously, they're at home, but BYU, man, they've been resilient. They've gone on the road. They've had some nice games on the road. They beat Utah, who, speaking of SP plus loves Utah. So I think they got enough resilience. At least I love that. I don't know if it still is, but when I was taking notes on the game, it was 10.5, which I loved the hook. I think if it was like 9.5, I would hate it. At least being on the BYU side.
Yeah.
But if anything, I think both these defenses are very good.
Very good.
And I think this game goes under the 52.5?
Yeah.
52, yeah. So I'm going to take the under in the game, and because I like the under, I think that lends to BYU covering as well.
I'm with you on BYU covering. I'm a little bit nervous because it seems like that's such an obvious play. Like they're a top 10 team. They're very good. They haven't really stuttered, I feel like, on the road. Like they've been good on both sides. You brought up how good Texas Tech is. That's a very valid point. They're ranked top 7 or 5 in the country in scoring offense and scoring defense. Like they're 5th in scoring defense, giving up 13.2 points per game, I want to say. Let me make sure I'm right about this. 13.2 points per game. And then on scoring offense, they're ranked 3rd, scoring 43.6. Like that's very impressive. But you just keep scrolling down, and a top 20 offensive defense is also very good. And BYU is top 20 in both those things as well. I like the making of that team a lot better. I think that they are playing with a bigger chip on their shoulder. I know that Texas Tech is out of mulligans because didn't they have a loss to somebody?
They lost to Arizona State.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah. With the backup quarterback, I don't know the quarterback situation. I do know that I feel good about BYU. The 10.5 is scary though, and I'll read you what Action Network said. It's very confusing, and I don't get it, but it says sharp money, big money, and pro systems all favor BYU. 42% of the bets on BYU, 92% of the money is on BYU.
See, that set makes sense to me. That means that even though it's not as many bets coming in on BYU, there's more dollars. That means that sharp money, the bigger money's coming in on them. So I like that for us. Best bets of the weekend.
Let's do it. You go first.
I've already hit a couple, so I'll cover those. Oregon, Iowa over 41.5. Mississippi State +9 and the over 57. Missouri +7. Texas Tech BYU under 52.5. BYU +10.5. And Florida Kentucky under 44.5. To add to that, USC Northwestern on a Friday night. USC at home. I like over 50.5.
I like that.
They may put up 50 themselves on Northwestern, and I think the defense is bad enough to give up at least some to Northwestern. Give me Indiana -14.5 on the road against Penn State. I mean, they beat the shit out of everybody they play. Penn State sucks. Like if Penn State was going to rally and get off the mat, it was going to be last week against Ohio State, and they got blown out. So it's like Indiana is going to wreck them. I'm actually extremely excited for the Indiana-Ohio State Big Ten championship game.
I am too. I think they're the best 2 teams in the country.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like that. Give me Sigs on the road -14.5. I've kind of been battling on this one, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and go with my gut here. Virginia -6.5 against Wake. Dude, Wake, first of all, this whole fucking YouTube ESPN thing is killing me.
It's awful.
I had to go watch the game, the Wake Forest State game, on like a YouTube condensed game the next day. Their offense is terrible.
Yeah,
and
they're averaging like 5.5 points per game in like the second half of games this year.
Dude, they're so bad, and Virginia's offense is pretty good. I think Virginia's smoke and mirrors. Like I said, I think they're by far the worst team in the top 25. But I'll take them at home. Wake Forest just looked terrible. And then my last one, this is just a pure spot play. UConn plus 9.5 at home against Duke. Duke coming off the Clemson win. I believe they have basically a game because the ACC is so screwed up this year, just like it is almost every year. But it's like Pitt, Virginia, Duke, like all battling it out at the top. They have a big matchup next week. Go on the road to UConn, right in the middle of conference play. Random. I think the game's at like 1:00 in the afternoon, something crazy like that.
Yeah.
And UConn's actually pretty good too. Jim Moore's still there. I mean, they're a decent team. So I think they can cover the 9.5 at home. That's
Fewest
my card.
turnovers in America. They have 1 turnover all year. Fewest in the country, UConn. I love that pick. I'll follow you on that one. All right, I'll give you this. I pussied out a little bit this week because we just need wins. We just need wins. I'm not worried about units. Okay. Indiana to score first. It's -200, but I'm taking it. It's the lock of the week. Like them to score first over Penn State. I've also got Penn State team total under 17.5. Indiana leads the country in scoring. They are third in defense or score. In total defense, giving up 10.8 points per game. You're playing a true freshman quarterback. I know it's on the road, but like I think we're giving way too much fucking credence to how good the Happy Valley is with how bad this team is. Speaking of defense, Miami's playing Syracuse, and they're coming off a loss. But Syracuse is one of the worst defense in the country. It's 113th in America, giving up 31 points per game. They were good last week against UNC, but UNC sucks. And I think this is at Miami. So give me Miami team total over 34.5 points. I feel like they might get that in the first half. Memphis money line. This game, I got it at 165 for the money line instead of 3.5. It's gone up to 6 in some places. So I like that.
It's a good game too. That's a good Friday night game.
There's some good ones on Friday that I'll definitely watch. BYU plus 10.5. I'm with you on that one, man. I just like it. I think they're too tough. 10 points seems like way too much. In the LSU Bama game specifically, I got three plays. 2 of them are props, I think. Harlem Berry, the running back for LSU, over 45.5 rushing yards in this game. Alabama's rush defense is not great. Harlem Berry's had over 55 yards in each of his past 2 games. The running backs coach is now the interim head coach. He's the one who keeps saying they're going to run the football. Harlem Berry's their best back right now. Give it to him. Ty Simpson under 272.5 passing yards. I know that the bread and butter is going to be throwing the football, but it's still a very good LSU secondary that has not allowed more than that amount of yardage through the air except twice this year. One of those was against Florida when Florida had the ball for like 40 minutes. So I'll take that. And then Alabama under 31.5 points. I think it's LSU. They might score 31. I don't think they're scoring over 30 points or 31 points on LSU's defense, especially with how rejuvenated this team apparently is coming out of the bye. I got 2 more. I got a money line parlay that is plus 272, 5 picks. Oregon, A&M, Georgia, Duke, and Indiana. All 5 have to win, plus 272. And then 10-point teaser, 3 teams, BYU plus 20, Georgia plus 0.5 point, Southern Cal -4. Can I interest you in any of those?
I'm taking all of them. I ride.
Love it. Love it.
I ride with your card. So
not on both lines, we don't.
Well.
Not anymore.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, listen, appreciate you guys tuning in. Good luck this week against LSU.
Thank you, sir. Good luck this week against Clemson.
Thank you, sir. All right, guys. It's been real. See you next week. Peace, everybody.